Hello, everyone, and welcome to my AI healthcare analytic project. In this project, I want to explore how artificial intelligence can improve healthcare operations through data analytics. The business question I want to answer was, can AI-assisted diagnostics improve efficiency, reduce turnaround time, and support healthcare professionals in making clinical decisions? Since real healthcare AI performance data is protected by HIPAA and often unavailable to the public, I create a realistic synthetic data set to simulate AI implementation in healthcare organization. So the purpose of this project is to demonstrate an end-to-end data analytic workflow using Microsoft Excel. So I will recreate this project later on in Power BI, Tableau, and Python. And let's go ahead and load the data. We go to our data and then get data from the Excel book. And I have my raw data here. And click import. And click on the data here. And since we created this synthetic data, we didn't really have any data that we need to do cleanup on. It's pretty much created to be uniform, and there's no spaces or any upper or lower cases on different wording departments. So we could go ahead and transform the data. And we will be over here with the Power Query Editor. And over here, what we want to check is see if case ID, it is in the text format. Our date received are in the date formats. Departments are in the text format. The score here, these are numbers, so it should be in the number format. We're making sure these are correct. And these are Booleans, true and false, so should be true and false. These are decimals, should be in the decimals. And amendment required, this should also be in the true and false. Clinician IDs have letters and numbers, so it should be in text. Concordance should be in text as well. Okay. If everything is good, we could go ahead and close and load. And one good thing about using the Power Query over there is we could track out the history of everything we do. We could go back if we need to undo certain steps. So now we have our data loaded. We could start looking at the columns that we have the column ID, the date received, healthcare department, complexity scores, whether AI assistance was used. We have our turnaround times, and we have our amendment required or not, the clinician's ID, and AI concordance. These variables allow us to analyze both operational efficiency and clinical decision support. So we're gonna go ahead after importing the raw data into the dashboard workbook, let's create another sheet here. And let's name this the analysis sheet. And in this sheet, we will create some key performance indicators that we're going to use. So the first one, let's go ahead and create our KPI for total cases. Over here, what we want to do is put equals count all the cells that's not empty from our healthcare data. And we want to do from A to A minus 1. So it should count all the space, all the data that we have, and that gives us 3,000 data that we have. Next, we want to have another KPI. Let's go ahead and get our average turnaround time. And in this one, we go ahead and get an average, which here, average if, find average if s. So raw, not raw, health care data from f, where our f is the turnaround time hours here. And raw data, not raw data, healthcare data from E to E. And this will show from E to E. So from counting from turnaround time, and when the AI assistance is true. So when AI assisted is true, we get this. Okay, let's remove that. KPI 2, the average turnaround time. Okay, so what we do here, we have the first one before the AI assistance, and we also need to one that has after AI assistance. So on this one, we do average ifs. So raw health AI data. F column, which is going to be the average average turnaround time, and then we want our health data from the E column, and when they're false. So what this equation tells us is we're calculating the average turnaround times over here from the F column, and whenever the AI assisted is false, when there's no AI assistance used. And that should give us the average of the turnaround time, which is shows 19 hours. And to calculate the after, we use the same formula here, and we just turn it to true. And when it's true, that means that the AI is assisted is true, then that should give us the average after using AI. We could reduce the zeros. Okay, so we got our KPI 2 for before AI assistance and after AI assistance. Now we could have another KPI 3 for the turnaround time improvement. Percentage. And in this one, we put equals. We take the before AI assistance minus after the AI assistance and divided by the before AI assistance. And that gives us the percentage. We could click on this and it will to convert it to percentage, and it give us 49% improvement. And then we can have a KPI 4 for error rate reduction. This one equals count if s. We do our healthcare AI data. on the G when it's true, and then an E is false. Take that one. Divided by the healthcare AI data on E column when AI assistance is also false. So what this one does is what we're doing is we're taking our count of all the ones that in the G column, which is the amendment required, when that one is true and the AI assistance is false. So when they need amendment, but AI assistance not used divided by the amount of when AI assistance is false. This should give us our before AI error reduction. This should be in percentage. So this one is before AI. And this one's going, let's do it after AI. So same thing here, we use the same equation here. And we just change it when this is true. And our AI here, E column with our AI assistance, when that one is true. And this one is true as well, to divide it by that. And that should give us 1%. So error reduction after AI is 1%. Okay, next let's go ahead and create our pivot tables. The pivot tables will allow me to summarize thousands of rows of data into meaningful business insights. So each pivot table answers a different business question. Let's create another sheet here. And let's rename that as our pivot table. Now we could go ahead and go here, click any space inside our raw data, go to insert and pivot table. And we could go ahead and put it in anywhere in our pivot table sheet. Now our first pivot table, we want to calculate the AI impact on turnaround time. So let's go ahead and place the AI assisted in our role section and the average turnaround time in our values. And this it will come to sum, so we got to change that to the average. And that should give us our average here. And let's reduce some of the numbers. So, and this one is going to be our AI impact on turnaround time. That's our first pivot table. And the result pretty much shows that non-AI assistants show case averaged 19 hours turnaround time, and with AI assistants, cases averaged 9.66 hours. So this pretty much represents a 9.39 hours, roughly 49% reduction. So let's create another table. We want to answer another question of, let's do our error reduction. So same thing over here, insert, create pivot table, and let's go ahead and put it in this area. Now in this pivot table here, we can put the AI assistant in the rows, and then amount count of amendment required. Okay, and this shows our error reduction. Next, let's go ahead and create one more pivot table to show our department performance. Same thing, insert pivot table here. And let's go ahead and place it here. Put this one as our department performance. And I place the department in the rows. And we want to put our AI assisted in the columns. And then the average turnaround time. It's a sum, so let's change that to getting the average. Let's reduce the numbers here. And that should give us the numbers here. So this allows me to compare the AI assisted and traditional workflow across cardiology, oncology, pathology, and radiology. So without AI assisted, with AI assisted. So this will suggest like the operational benefits of AI extended across multiple clinical specialties here. And next, we build the AI concordance. Let's go ahead and build a AI concordance here. Build another pivot table here. And let's place it here. And the AI concordance pivot table will I place the AI concordance in the row section. And then we counted the number of case IDs. And we need to place a filter to count only the AI assisted cases. We need to go ahead and not use all of it. We only want the true. And over here, then the rows, we need to not include not available ones, only keeping these. And this should go ahead and give us our numbers here. And I want to make one more table of turnaround time by the case complexity. So let's go ahead and have a turnaround time complexity. So again, create another pivot table. Come over here, let's place it down here. And in this one, I place the complexity scores in the row section and AI assisted in the column section and average turnaround time hours. I need to change this to average in the value section. So use the 0 digits. So this one over here allows us to determine whether AI continues providing operational benefits as cases become more difficult. Right here with the difficult level increasing. So the results show that although turnaround time increases with case complexity, AI-assisted cases consistently maintain low turnaround time than non-AI-assisted cases. Next, we want to go ahead and build our dashboard. So let's create another sheet here. Let's name this our dashboard. And let's go ahead and insert text box here for our title. I'll call this our AI health analytic dashboard. We could go ahead and center this, make the word larger. We could change the color and change our word color, easier to read. This is our title here. Let's go to view here and remove the grid line so it will be cleaner to see. And now we want to go ahead and have our KPIs. So first, let's go ahead and insert another text box here. So this one here will be our total cases. And from our analysis sheet here, we know it's 3,000. And we could center this, and let's increase the words. And same thing, the background and the wording. So that's one. And we could copy that card and place another one. This one, let's go ahead and call our TAT reduction. And our TAT reduction right here, TAT improvement here is 49%. And then let's have one more about our error reduction. And our error reduction here after AI shows us 1%. Not significant, but still have at least one. Have show a little bit of reduction. And let's just move these around to keep it roughly about the same formats. Organize it. Okay. Okay, next we want to insert our tables here. So first one here, we go to our insert and then we could use the cluster column here. Let's go ahead and include the title axis. This here is AI assisted. And this one here is our turnaround time. Average TAT in hours. And let's go ahead and title this AI use. Okay, AI reduce diagnostic turnaround time. Okay, we could go and hide those buttons. And let's go ahead and take this, cut it, and then paste it here. And that's our first chart. Go a little bit bigger. Okay. The next, let's go ahead and make our department performance. Let's go to insert. Let's go ahead and do the bar chart. And just hide those value buttons. So this one, let's go ahead and add our chart title. And this is our department performance here. And let's go ahead and add the axis, prime horizontal axis. We have our average. Turnaround time. So we have this chart done. Let's go ahead and place it in our chart over here. And we fix up later. Let's go ahead and add our chart first. Next, let's go ahead and add our AI concordance. Insert. And this one, we will make a donut chart. And let's go ahead and read. Remove all the buttons. Hide all the buttons. Okay, and our total here. Let's change the name to the AI. That is the agreement rate. And we need to get some labels on there. Let's do the data call out here. So let's move this out here. I'll move this one out here. So it shows that the disagree is 9% and agree is 91%. Let's go ahead and take this and place it here. Can move some stuff around to make it easier to see. Okay. Next, let's add one more chart over here. Our turnaround time by case complexity by AI assistance. So let's go ahead and insert. Let's do the bar chart. Let's hide those buttons. Let's add a chart title. TAT by case complexity by AI assistance. And let's go ahead and add our actual titles. This is turnaround time. And here is our case complexity. And we could also add a data table on the bottom if it be easier to see, the comparison. So take this and then place it here. And then this will be our dashboard. So now we can go ahead and add slicers if we want to go ahead and be able to be interactive, add the interactive filters in the dashboard. So this will, allow the healthcare leaders to quickly explore different parts of the data set without changing the underlying analysis. So to do that, go to our pivot table. Let's click on one of them, and then we go to our pivot table analyze. Over here, insert the slicers. We want to pick department AI assisted and date received. This one date receive is not showing. Let's remove that one. Let's go ahead and insert slicer here. Insert the timeline for the date received. There we go. So this will be easier. And let's go by years. So these are our slicers. Let's take those and place it on the chart. So we have our date received here. That will allow the healthcare leaders to select by the year. Our department here. Choose by the department. And our AI assisted, they could filter out whether it is AI assisted or not. And let's go, we need to connect, because right now, if you were to choose it, it only changes because of this chart. So to make it interactive, we have to connect, report connections on all the tables that we made. Check all the tables. So once you change one, it will change all of them. Like that. And let's do the same thing for the other slicers. So that way, if you choose a department, it will show only that department. Or if you choose AI assisted, it will show only true or false. So this is the complete dashboard. So several findings becomes clear. The AI assisted cases reduce average turnaround time by 49%. And clinicians agree with the AI recommendations 91% of the time. So every department experiences workflow improvements after AI implementation from the department performance here. Even case complexity increased as they increase, the AI assisted workflow continue to outperform the traditional workflows. And together, these findings suggest that AI assisted diagnostics have the potential to improve healthcare organizations while supporting clinicians in their decision making process. Based on this analysis, healthcare organizations should consider expanding the AI assisted workflows into the departments where reducing time has the greatest impact. for example, like here in oncology, have the greatest impact. Organizations should also continue monitoring AI performance using dashboards that measure efficiency, clinician agreement, and quality metrics over the time. And finally, disagreement cases should be reviewed regularly to identify opportunities for improving AI modules and clinical workflows. So the Excel dashboard serve as the foundation for the rest of the other project. So next phase, I will recreate this dashboard using Power BI to build interactive executive dashboard with DX measures. Then I will rebuild the project in Tableau to create an interactive story for business stakeholders. And finally, I will complete the project in Python using Panda Matplotlib libraries and machine learning techniques to automate data analysis and explore predictive models. Thank you for watching my walkthrough on this AI healthcare analytic project. This project demonstrated the complete data analytic process from importing raw data, organizing and analyzing the data sets, creating the pivot tables, and then building the interactive dashboard and translating the result into meaningful business recommendations. I hope this project demonstrates both my technical skills and my ability to use data to answer real business questions. Thank you for watching.